The following program is paid for by the Charlie Butler team. Looking for tips on selling your home? Tune into the Charlie Butler Show right here on WGBF AM every Sunday at 9 a.m. The Charlie Butler Show, where your questions get answers. Charlie guarantees it.
Good Sunday morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. I think I'm Charlie Butler. I looked at my license. That's what it says in my wallet, so I guess I am. Anyway, we've got a great crew here today, as always. But as always, to my left here is, if you can see us on the radio, it'll be. I guess it'll be to your right, maybe.
I'm so confused already.
Yeah. Well, we try to keep it that way.
Is that a parallelogram?
And is David Crow from Churchill Mortgage. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tri-State. I hope everybody's having a great day today.
And then to David's left and to your right on the radio is Mindy Woodward. And Mindy is filling in for Candace DeArmond, because Candace went to Panama. The last time I talked to Candace in Panama. To Candace, she was talking to me. They were at the Panama Canal. Josh told her she was going to get left if she didn't get off the phone and get in the boat.
That might be why we got her that shirt for her birthday. That says most likely to be left in port.
Yeah.
Because I could see her talking. Like, get on the boat, Candace.
Yeah. The boat is leaving.
Yeah. It's going.
When you hear that sound, if you're not on the boat, go ahead and order another drink.
Run as fast as you can, or run as fast as you can.
Yes.
Mindy and I were just talking about this yesterday. Mindy went on back-to-back cruises, and I think you had one captain that.
He was heavy on the horn. So if you had to be all on board at 4:30, at 4:30 he was honking. And then 10 minutes later he was honking again. And then you get the announcement, from ding, 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 David Crow, please call guest services. Like, uh-oh, somebody's left.
As David said, at that point, you just order another drink.
Just order another drink and say,
you
put my stuff on the curb.
Yep. Next thing, after that, you check the flight schedule. So
yeah, supposedly, if you're 30 minutes late, they have somebody from guest services go to your cabin, take all your stuff out, and leave it on the pier.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yes.
At least you get your stuff.
It's like, here's all your things. Now you got to get home. Good luck.
I believe David's been late before.
I'll tell you, I've heard some stories. So thank God I have not missed the boat. But I didn't push the limit either. If it was 4:30, I was on that boat by 4 o'clock. I wasn't. I know that has happened to people. I did not want to be that person.
Let me tell you that my husband is like Mr. Early. So if it's 4:30, we're there by 3 because I am not trying to be running, because there was one port we were in. We were actually sitting where we could yell at people. And then when he honked the horn, we're all like, you better get up here. I mean, everybody was just hooting and hollering. It's like, you don't want to be the person on the ground.
Nope.
Oh, funny. I was at a conference in Las Vegas. Jenny McBride, my partner in the Keller Williams side of the business, were there, and we get to the airport in Vegas 2 hours early. It was a Sunday morning flight back home, and something had happened where everything got backed up, and I've still got pictures on my phone. They were lined up outside about halfway around the Las Vegas airport.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Charlie. And I'll say that because of the International Builder Shows in Vegas.
Yeah.
And following the 9/11, attacks many years ago. Yeah. So we went to Vegas, and that 2 hour window, no, because TSA was so I could remember the corral of like what felt like 12 and 14 lines wide, trying to narrow down to just a few or whatever. And I can remember standing on the outside watching my watch and thinking, am I going to get
we were that way.
Yes.
And Southwest had actually, Southwest has got a hub there.
Yes.
And they had Frontier. I saw people there with Frontier shirts helping, the Southwest
people.
Yeah, because they needed. And anyway, so you remember those old O.J. Simpson commercials?
Running through the airport and
that was me and Jenny. Probably not as graceful as O.J. back in the day, but we run and we get through, get there, and as soon as we got on the plane, the stewardess was there, and she shuts the door right
behind you.
Yep.
No, I've had that fear at Las Vegas airport myself, standing there, you're watching your watch. You're watching the line not move.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh boy, am I going to make it? And if I miss this flight, when will the next one actually occur? That's the fear you have.
Oh, yeah.
We had, and none of these people work for us anymore, but Jenny and I were in Keller Williams' convention, in Phoenix with three of the people, two in management that should have known better. And this is for anybody. We get to the airport, and Jenny and I go ahead and go through TSA, and then have breakfast in there. We still got time. It wasn't busy. Those three, for whatever reason, decide they're going to have breakfast before they go through TSA.
No.
And so it wasn't busy. Big old troop of like Boy Scouts or whatever. This is in Sky Harbor in Phoenix. And comes to, they're backed up then.
Yep.
And so they get to the plane. Jenny and I are sitting in there, and they're calling, saying, tell them to open the door and let us in.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, once they shut that door,
you're out.
You're out.
You're done.
Nope.
And they had to, so we had direct flight back. I think we were in to St. Louis and then drove home. But they had to then go to New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. You
start back. Yeah. Once you miss it. And I was in Fort Lauderdale once when the plane couldn't get off the ground. They taxied out 3 times.
Due to wind and rain or
I don't
conditions?
know. I don't know if there was something wrong with the plane, but the pilot finally said, we're canceling this flight. And
now listen, if it's mechanical reasons and that pilot doesn't feel comfortable, take me back there. I'll figure it out. I'll sleep in the airport,
exactly.
But don't take off if you don't think we're going to make it.
Now this,
yeah, we had one. I was flying home from Charleston, and they were like, "We can't get the door to shut." Okay, we'll move. I'm not even trying.
Yep.
Well, that one I was on for Fort Lauderdale. So this, I'm gonna tell my age here. So we get switched from United to Pan Am.
Pan Am, baby, I'm with you.
And remember
that was 2015, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just take a 1900 and something there. So we go from Fort Lauderdale. Once you switch, you're screwed.
Oh yeah,
Fort Lauderdale to Tampa to Raleigh Durham to Nashville to St. Louis to Evansville. It turned into like a 12-hour flight.
Absolutely. You're basically island hopping in Hawaii with where you just told me. You're like, we go up, we go down.
That's what we kept doing. And so obviously, I was stressed by the time my wife was there to pick me up, and obviously my luggage did not make it. There was no way. And so back then there was just like a girl. You remember when you used to go up and just get, tell them, I need my luggage, and they and so they give it to you. Girl said, we don't have your luggage. That poor girl got my frustration from the entire day. My wife has got to pull me away. Said it's not her fault. Leave her alone.
Yeah, and if you know Charlie, it takes a lot for him to get angry. Yeah. But when he does, man, it's just like stay
away.
Back.
But let's talk the sponsors and David Crow from Churchill Mortgage, and Churchill and David are one of our fine and longest sponsors, and also. Bossy Title, and people Bossy do a great job for you. Call them. I had their number up, and I think I have.
I believe it's 812-421-4000.
You are right.
You're 100% correct.
And so call them at 812-421-4000. You no need to ask for Jeff Bossy. He doesn't know what goes on there. But anyway.
Ask for Norm.
Yeah, Norm. Claire Kincaid.
Claire's a good one.
Yeah, Kelly.
She'll actually answer and talk to you.
Yeah,
nah,
and she actually knows what's going on there. Kelly Norton is fabulous, and his whole staff is. Got an attorney on staff there for you in case it's a problem. So call the good folks at Bossy Title. David, you mentioned we ran out of time, but I was going to ask you a question last week, and the VA. we
were talking about rates.
You did a VA loan at like 5.1 and change.
I did 5.1 and change, 5.125, 5 and an eighth.
So what I was sitting here thinking was, okay, you said it was a VA loan, and so what about FHA?
So FHA, so folks, rates have been coming down. You know, we're happy. Now, Charlie's team all makes fun of me. They said, let's talk about the rates. And, I know what you say behind my back.
Josie had a back appointment this morning. She's, she's kind of a daredevil type, so Joe's getting hurt. But anyway, I was going to get her here, too. And she got the whole David Crow thing.
Oh, yeah, she's got a spiel. It is hilarious. You wouldn't
even have to be here. She could have done your.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
We're going to have her fill in next time.
There we go. We can seriously talk about those rates. So what I have shared with everyone is with me right now, whether it's a VA, an FHA loan, a USDA loan, I can even say the bond programs, Indiana housing, Kentucky housing, and conventional rates. I am seeing with my rates, I'm either in the low sixes for challenge borrowers, or I'm in the fives and even low fives on interest rates. So this is enabling people to afford more home than, quite honestly, they could just 90 days ago.
So, David, let me interrupt you for a second before I do lose this train of thought. You said you could be in the low fives.
Yes.
So what does that look like as far as credit score? What else?
So, when you see advertisements online, I want to caution people to understand that if you see, there's multiple factors going on. One, if you see something on social media, and we all see it, I see 4.375, okay, and I'm in this industry. The federal funds rate is 4.875 right now. So that's where they're borrowing the money to offer this. So they're paying points. So what those ads will do is have somebody with a 780 plus credit score, probably showing 25% down payment. They're showing a very low debt to income ratio. And all these things factor into an interest rate. Now, on those, when you see it, they're also paying points to get that interest rate, 1% of the loan amount, and they may be paying 2 or 3 points. I don't think you should do that right now. So I think 2025 is going to lend itself. But to get back to somebody in the low, you could be talking someone, typically it's over 700 credit score, okay? So it's a 700-plus credit score. And normally, especially on a conventional loan, getting into low fives, you're normally looking at 10% or greater down payment. Not the full 20%, but 10% or greater. Okay. And then, folks, there's over 31 factors that are running in the background in the algorithms to help determine somebody's final interest rate that they receive. And the reality is, no matter what you see advertised, not everyone receives that rate. Everyone is graded on their personal 31 factors. Because, folks, it could be, I've been on my W-2 job for 5 years. My income has steadily gone up for 5 years. That is running in the background of somebody getting an interest rate. Versus I'm self-employed and I've been doing this 2.5 years. So you have credit score. You have the number of lines of open trade lines that are appearing on somebody's credit report, whether it's 3 or 23. And I see that. They may have 15 different $750 max limit credit cards, and we were carrying $600 on each one of them. There are so many factors. So when somebody asks me, hey, what's the rate today? And I have to be honest, I don't know how many times I get texts from realtors. Hey, David, what's your rate? And I'm like, and I have to be fair, and I would tell them the same thing. Somewhere in the 5s to low 6s. And I don't like to mislead people. I know there's some out there that like, bait and switch. Mm-hmm. But I'm being honest when I make that statement. Now, it may not be long before I'm talking about 4s. Okay.
Yeah, in December if we get that cut.
Exactly. But right now, for loans that I have done for people in the last 2.5 weeks, I am seeing low 5s as a par rate, which means you're not paying origination points or discount points to buy the rate down lower. You can with me. You can do it with any lender.
Right.
I just have to, maybe maybe it's a wise decision based on your situation, but I walk through those situations with each individual's personal information to know what the best pathway is for them.
And David, I mean, as we say, for Churchill, which is a great company, but people hear the 800 number because a lot of people listen to Dave Ramsey.
Yep.
But if they want to talk to you about the things we've been talking about and get local service, how they reach you,
folks. The easiest way to reach me is my cell phone number. It is 270-222-0676. You can look online, churchillmortgage.com. You can see the branch in Owensboro, Kentucky, which actually services all of Indiana and the state of Kentucky. But you're welcome to give me a call, give me a text. I'll be happy to help you and get back with you quickly.
Yeah, if you're driving right now, go to churchillmortgage.com. And, when you're able to, and just if you can't write David's number down, just go there and your number will be there.
Absolutely.
And
just give me a call.
David is a very bright guy and can tell you, and we're seeing some of the best rates from David right now.
Thank you very much. Over 20 years in the business, folks. I've seen a lot of crazy scenarios and situations. I can help you.
Speaking of crazy scenarios and situations, we're going to get to Mindy now.
All right.
But Mindy, our producer, Jordan Rose, his contract is ended with us. He's insisting on a large raise. So we're letting him go. Yeah, I mean,
he says, "I'm out of here."
And
I just want that small loan of $1 million. That's all I want.
You're not
I'm trying to get that from him for a long time.
I know. I don't understand how it's so hard.
No. Sound like you want a Bobby Bonilla deal is what you want. Yeah,
absolutely, I do.
Nothing like a Bobby Bo deal. For those that aren't baseball fans, Bobby Bonilla in like 2001 or 2002. Somewhere signed, what was it, $15 million contract?
It was around that, yeah.
But they deferred most of the money he'll be paid for years still.
For like the next 30 years or something, yeah.
And so every June 1st, and that money, of course, the interest is all compounded. They owe him all the interest too. And so he hadn't played baseball in 20 years.
Yeah.
Every June 1st, they cut him a check now between $1 million and $2 million, I think it is.
It's around that, yeah.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think I could live with that.
Yeah. And
we talking about becoming a lazy guy if you don't motivate yourself to get up and get after it every day.
Right,
just knowing
exactly.
that mailbox money is arriving every June.
Every June, I want to get that check out.
Hardcore baseball fans say, "Oh, Bobby Bo deal,
Bobby Bo deal,
Bobby Bo day today."
Yes.
And but Mindy, you are listening. Jordan is moving to Breeze, Illinois.
Yes.
And in all seriousness, he's been promoted.
Yes.
So they just haven't found anyone to replace him yet.
I'm just too good. There's nobody that can replace me.
Jordan, are they letting people know that they get the glamorous position of producer of the Charlie Butler Show?
Yes, they do. That was part of the job description. The top one, actually, the top bullet point.
Great.
Yes, was producer of the Charlie Butler Show.
And so at this point, they've been looking for months and haven't found anybody, right?
They've just been too scared of you.
Like, we don't want any part of that.
Nobody can tame this beast.
And, we can't get Bobby G back either, so I don't know.
Maybe Bobby Manila.
Maybe Bobby Ball wants something to do until June 1st. He'll quit on June 1st, but anyway, so you are listing Jordan's house.
Yes, I am.
So, people that listen regularly, they hear us kid with Jordan. So tell us about Jordan's house.
Well, it's very nice, actually, but I know this will shock a lot of viewers or listeners that he has a lot of rock memorabilia.
That is all put up now.
That is now all in boxes.
It's all the clutter is gone. I spent all this past weekend cleaning. So the house is clear of all of my trinkets.
Yes, I was very impressed when I went over there yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, Jordan, you did a lot.
Yeah.
Because, he has posters and pop dolls and signed alcohol bottles.
Yep.
just room upon room upon room upon room of stuff. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep, and it all holds some kind of value to me. It's not even anything I'm going to sell. It's just my kind of
Just your
memories.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just
What's
my
that word?
memories.
Intrinsic value? Is that right?
There we go.
Yes.
Value.
Yeah, to you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I have like 80 drumsticks from different bands, and nobody else is going to find value. And
So I
that's
assume you
what-
play the drums, right, George?
I do not. I just collect drumsticks.
I knew the answer to that. I knew it.
I wanted to as a kid, but my parents didn't want to get a drum set. Understandable.
Jordan, at Keller Williams International Headquarters, which is in Austin, Texas, Gary Keller, that owns the company, is a huge music nut, and he plays in a band even.
That's cool.
And but anyway, I've never been in his office, but if the door's open, there's a conference room next door, and if we're doing something there, you'll walk by it, and there is a guitar hanging there under glass that is signed by Glenn Frey and Don Henley.
Hey, speaking of the Eagles, they are doing a residency right now at the Sphere.
I know.
Oh my goodness, the videos from that are just absolutely mind-blowing. Even the Grateful Dead residency that they did there. I'm not a Grateful Dead fan, but I want to go to a concert. They're so bad.
I'm hearing that as well. At the Sphere in Vegas.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
We're going in November, but I mean we're still deciding if we're going to bite the bullet, because it's over $400 a ticket.
So the trick I've heard is get the nosebleed sections, so that way you can get the full immersive experience of it all.
Well, it is. They have the most speakers
Yeah.
of any venue in the world.
I want to go see it. I've never been to Vegas to begin with, but that is the
You would
sole
love
reason.
Vegas.
Oh, I know I would. That's the sole reason I want to go, is to see the shows and the Sphere now and everything else. Yeah, I want to go.
Well, you're not a country music fan, but I don't think so. But for country music fans, you go during the rodeo, because everybody's there during the rodeo.
Well, Garth Brooks, I think, is doing a residency.
Garth Brooks doing a residency
Yeah.
at Caesars now. He was at Wynn. He was at the Wynn for years.
Yeah.
And George Strait usually flies in once a month and to T-Mobile, their arena.
Yes.
Picks up a big check and flies home.
Yeah, Maroon 5 is also doing a residency for those that love neck tattoos. Just throwing that out there.
Mindy doesn't
What's
really.
that guy's name?
Adam Levine.
Oh, that's what it was.
Mindy
I
doesn't.
almost said Jason Mraz.
Yeah.
I was like, same boat.
Yeah.
So Jordan has a nice house.
He does have a nice house, yes, in a great little neighborhood there in Owensboro.
So
yeah.
So and it's going on the market next week, I think.
Probably next week, yeah.
Okay. And so call Mindy. Mindy, what's your number?
812-483-1309.
If you are interested in a great home, and what are you guys going to price it at?
170.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
So
$1 billion.
right in that, that's, as David knows,
my God.
that's a great price.
Right in the heart of Owensboro, too. Trinity
Yes.
Hills, I'm 5 minutes from Highway 54 and 10 minutes from Frederica.
Yeah. I'm going to charge you for this commercial.
You should. I'll edit it out if that's the case.
No, I'm kidding. So Mindy, you have been on 2 cruises.
Yes, I have.
Just got back.
Just got back. I'm a little tan. I was hoping all my freckles would come together as one.
One later.
Just
George's over there going,
one
I can relate.
One big freckle.
Instead of getting tan, because I can't get tan because I'm a ginger,
Connect the frame.
hopefully all my freckles just combine and I don't have skin cancer and I can just be permanently tan.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get that.
Well, you're not so light though that you'd be related to Edgar Winter.
Edgar Winter. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
He's still out there.
Oh yeah, I do. He's touring.
He plays. He didn't do it this year. I'd still like to see it. I was a big fan, but he does. Lincoln State Park venue up there.
Yes.
Which is a great venue.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I saw the Del McCurry band up there.
Amazing band.
And but he's been there a couple times. Edgar Winter has.
Yeah.
And love Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah. But nobody knows what we're talking about.
I do.
You do. So what's going on in the foreclosure world, Mindy?
Well, it's kind of in between right now. Like there's foreclosures that are slowly hitting the market, but we're doing a lot of evictions right now, trying to get people out of houses, and it's just taking a little bit of time.
I've noticed, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you're doing an awful lot in Kentucky now.
Yes, I am.
As far as and we want to say here, Mindy is not foreclosed on Jordan's house.
I am not. No.
No, this is a regular sale.
This is a regular deal.
Yeah. We don't hear that.
He pays his bills on time.
Yeah. We don't hear that much from Mindy, but this is. Yeah. So
they even kept the outhouse out back.
Okay.
Added value.
His plumbing.
Added value.
But you did. So a second bathroom. Yeah.
Well, there's already a bathroom and a half, full bath and a half.
So you got the other half.
And then so you got another half bath out back. Just you got to go behind the tree. There's a little spool for your toilet paper, and it's all right there like a loaded.
He's got like this big little field behind him because of where he is in the subdivision. You can still pee in the field.
He has no one behind him. I know where Jordan lives.
Yes, the GE building.
The GE building and all. It's nothing but storage back there. So when it comes to privacy, you definitely don't have someone at your back door looking at you.
No, and it's front row for the Owensboro 4th of July.
4th of July fireworks.
The city of Owensboro does fireworks all around the city. And
so if you've got nervous dogs, you may not want to live there. Or you need to head out of town on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely going to hear the boom.
Yes, and it's right there. It's
right there.
It's about 60 feet away from the back of the fence.
Yes, it is. So, Mindy, I got a question on foreclosures.
Okay.
Is the increase or surge really, it's not so much or is this just simply a response to the moratorium where they held and wouldn't let things occur following COVID in 2020 and 2021 and so forth?
I think it's a combination of two things. So I think there's a lot of trickle down with everything that happened with COVID, but I also think post-COVID, when people were buying just to buy,
yes,
and buying probably more than they should, now there's a little backlash of like, oh no, I can't afford it.
Because you remember those crazy prices?
Oh,
yes.
Way, the work,
50,000 above list.
You know what? I got a friend in Austin, Texas, and as you know, several California companies have been moving in there, so they had a lot of buyers, and it got to the point. She said, "We told buyers, if you're not prepared to go 100,000 on full price, don't even go look."
Oh, I know. I can think of a handful of houses that were sold and then back on the market in less than a year.
Yeah.
We admit, Dave Herman, who's been on the show before many times. Mindy and I represent Dave a lot. And so Dave puts a house on the market. I believe that was on Conlin, wasn't it? The one during COVID. And he underprices it. And Dave usually listens as far as price goes. No, let's price it here. He said, let's just see how far it runs up.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He's got a portfolio large enough just to play with it for fun.
Yeah, just because. Let's just see.
And he knew it was going to run up. So we are down to 1 minute already. Man, it
went fast.
That went really fast.
Folks, I hope you all enjoyed the entertainment today.
Yeah, I don't, I'm not really sure what we did, but, Jordan.
Rates are low.
The rates are great.
Rates are great.
We're celebrating.
Thank you, Jordan. Jordan, you haven't asked me anything lately about a diamond.
Baseball diamonds. We've talked about that.
Baseball diamond.
Baseball diamonds.
You're moving in with your girlfriend. You know what the next step is?
Getting season tickets to the Cardinals. We've already discussed this.
You're lucky there's only 1 minute left, right?
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
No, we did that on purpose.
David, how can they get a hold of you?
Folks, you want to get pre-approved to buy a home. You want to take a look at refinancing to a lower interest rate. Please give me a call. It's 270-222-0676.
Mindy, if somebody's having some problems, maybe making their payments or facing bankruptcy, how can they get a hold of you?
812-483-1309.
Okay. Mindy is great to work with, folks. Remember, the Charlie Butler team will have an offer for you in 48 hours. Just give us a call. We work with many major investors, and my number is 812-499-7758, or you can call the team at 812-430-1708, or the CharlieButlerTeam.com. So for Mindy, not Malinsky.
Hey, he'll remember it someday.
All day, all morning it's been that way. For Mindy Woodward, David Crow, this is Charlie Butler. And for Jordan, too. Jordan, I'm going to throw you in there. This is Charlie Butler. Have a great Sunday.
You've got real estate questions but don't know where to get the answers? Tune in here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as Charlie Butler, Evansville's own real estate expert, shares the latest news, info, and insider tips to help you make smart real estate decisions. Find him online at charliebutlerteam.com. This program has been paid for by the Charlie Butler team. From the Kate Foppel Ford Studios, this is Newstalk 1280 WGBF.